When you think about versatile, high-performing turboprop aircraft, few names carry the reputation and capability quite like the Cessna 441 Conquest II. This aircraft strikes a remarkable balance between speed, range, and operating cost, making it a standout even decades after its introduction. Capable of flying at 35,000 feet, cruising at over 300 knots, burning just 65 gallons of fuel per hour, and handling legs as long as 2,000 nautical miles, the Conquest II offers an impressive performance profile that few prop jets could match. Despite being positioned at the upper tier of the turboprop market, its relatively affordable price, lower fuel consumption, and manageable operating costs make it a competitive choice not only against other turboprops, but even some jets. The origin story of the Cessna 441. Cessna's journey into the turboprop world began in 1974 when they developed their first turboprop airplane. The initial deliveries of what would become the Conquest II started reaching customers by 1977. Originally derived from the Cessna 435, the aircraft went through further refinements and was officially rebranded as the Conquest II in 1983. This naming followed the earlier release of the smaller Cessna 425 Conquest I, making the 441 its larger sibling. At its launch, the Conquest II was marketed as a viable alternative to light jets. It offered the speed and comfort of a small jet while being significantly more economical and more accessible to pilots transitioning from piston-powered aircraft. For many, it was the perfect upgrade that delivered jet-like performance without the complexity and cost of operating a jet. However, the aircraft's early years weren't without turbulence. Serious issues with elevator and trim tab malfunctions caused a few tragic in-flight breakups, which temporarily damaged its reputation. Fortunately, these problems were addressed in later models, restoring faith in the aircraft's safety and allowing it to establish itself as one of the most respected turboprops ever produced. A cabin built for comfort and utility. Stepping inside the Conquest II reveals a cabin that's as spacious as it is practical. With generous luggage capacity towards the rear, pilots must be mindful of center of gravity limitations. That said, the aircraft's wide loading range allows for flexibility in passenger and cargo configurations. Cabin dimensions offer a length of 12.7 feet, width of 4.5 feet, and height of 4.3 feet. This allows the Conquest II to comfortably seat up to 10 passengers, though most configurations favor 6 to 8 seats for optimal comfort. Typically, the layout features 2 seats in the cockpit, 4 club seats, an additional full seat near the rear, and a belted potty seat. The interior design often showcases plush, executive-style seating tailored for comfort during long flights. Soundproofing materials significantly reduce engine and propeller noise, resulting in one of the quietest cabins among turboprops. Even with a full cabin, the aircraft boasts impressive baggage capacity, 30 cubic feet in the aft cabin, supporting up to 500 pounds, and 22.4 cubic feet in the nose compartment, capable of carrying 400 pounds. However, pilots must resist the temptation to overload, as exceeding maximum load limits can compromise performance, particularly in high-density altitude conditions. In addition to space and quiet, passengers enjoy features like adjustable indirect lighting and advanced climate control systems, which help maintain a comfortable cabin environment regardless of altitude or external conditions. The cockpit. Functional, but demanding. When it comes to the cockpit, the factory-installed Cessna autopilots on the Conquest II are generally considered outdated and unreliable by modern standards. In fact, roughly 70% of Conquest IIs still in operation retain these aging analog systems, which are prone to failure and increasingly difficult to repair due to scarce parts availability. The cockpit layout itself is typical of the aircraft's era, with standard analog flight instruments complemented by modern additions such as Garmin GNS 530 GPS units. While the aircraft can be operated by a single pilot, a reliable autopilot system is essential to reduce workload. Recognizing this, Cessna eventually installed Sperry SPZ-500 autopilots on the final 20 production aircraft. Many owners have since opted for retrofits, most commonly choosing the Rockwell Collins PS65 or STC 2100 systems. Those upgrading to full modern avionics often undertake complete panel overhauls costing up to $400,000, which may include advanced features such as XN satellite weather, RVSN altimeters, for flight above 28,000 feet. enhanced autopilots, GPS communication, traffic collision avoidance, and terrain avoidance systems. For those seeking even more modernity, integrated glass cockpit systems like the Aviation Alliant are also available. Despite its many strengths, some owners do criticize the aircraft for being somewhat underbuilt, particularly pointing to its weaker cabin pressurization. At a maximum pressure differential of 6.3 psi, the cabin altitude reaches 10,900 feet at 35,000 feet of cruising altitude. With age-related leaks, the actual cabin altitude can climb even higher, making supplemental oxygen advisable for extended high-altitude operations. Engine performance and upgrades. Powering the Conquest II are two Honeywell Garrett TPE 331 engines, originally flat-rated at 635 shaft horsepower. These engines offer a remarkable combination of power, fuel efficiency, and longevity. Over its 9-year production run, Cessna implemented numerous upgrades and offered aftermarket retrofit kits to keep the aircraft competitive. Most Conquest IIs flying today have been converted to the TPE 33110 variant, which boosts performance significantly. Flat-rated at 635 shaft horsepower, but capable of producing up to 1,000 shaft horsepower. These upgraded engines offer improved climb rates and cruise speeds at higher altitudes. The conversion process generally occurs during scheduled engine overhauls and costs upward of $500,000 for both engines. The original engines had a time between overhaul of 5,400 hours, extendable to 7,000 hours for aircraft enrolled in certain maintenance programs, which remains quite competitive for turboprop engines of its class. In addition to engine upgrades, many owners also opt to replace the original fiberglass exhausts, which are prone to cracking, with stainless steel exhausts costing around $5,000 per side. Propeller and winglet modifications. If your 441 hasn't already been upgraded to 4-blade hard-cell propellers, it's considered one of the most worthwhile upgrades. The 4-blade props increase ground clearance by 2.5 inches, reduce cabin noise, improve climb rate by 200 feet per minute, and add up to 5 knots of additional airspeed. A new pair of propellers typically costs around $65,000. Optional winglet installations provided by National can further enhance stability, particularly around the roll axis, while improving speed by 3 to 5 knots. Installation requires 8 to 10 days of downtime and approximately $14,000 for painting. Performance capabilities. The Conquest II is a true performer, requiring only 2,500 feet of runway for takeoff at sea level. The aircraft can climb at a rate of 2,435 feet per minute. Its maximum cruise altitude sits at an impressive 35,000 feet. Thanks to its powerful engines and aerodynamic refinements, the aircraft can cruise at speeds exceeding 310 knots at flight level 290 and around 300 knots true airspeed at FL 350, all while burning just 50 gallons per hour. The aircraft carries 475 gallons of usable fuel, allowing for non-stop coast-to-coast flights across the continental United States with comfortable reserves. With a maximum range of 2,200 nautical miles, the Conquest II easily competes with many light jets, some of which would require fuel stops for similar distances. Its minimum landing distance of 1,900 feet makes it extremely versatile for operating in and out of smaller regional airports. Another practical benefit is its fuel-carrying flexibility. Owners can strategically refuel at airports with cheaper fuel prices, potentially saving thousands of dollars per trip. Fewer stops also enhance overall safety and reduce component cycles. The cost of ownership. When first introduced, the Conquest II sold for approximately $1 million. By the time production ceased in 1986, the price had risen to around $1.8 million. By 1998, resale prices hovered near $1.5 million. And today, well-maintained models typically sell for between $1 million to $2 million, depending on their condition and modifications. Annual fixed operating costs generally range from $300,000 to $500,000, while hourly operating costs land between $1,500 and $2,500. These costs remain highly competitive when compared to similarly sized jets, making the Conquest II an attractive option for many operators seeking long-range performance at a reasonable price point. Why the Cessna 441 Conquest II still stands tall. The Cessna 441 Conquest II stands as a remarkable achievement in turboprop design, offering a near-jet performance profile with superior efficiency and operational flexibility. It remains one of the most sought-after turboprops in the market even decades after its production ended. While some early challenges threatened its reputation, later design corrections, combined with numerous aftermarket upgrades, have transformed the Conquest II into a reliable and high-performing workhorse. Its spacious cabin, excellent range, affordable operating costs, and exceptional cruising capabilities make it a smart choice for private owners and business operators alike. Thank you for sticking with us till the end. If you enjoyed learning about the legendary Cessna 441 Conquest II, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more fascinating aviation content. Stay tuned for upcoming videos where we dive even deeper into the world of aviation.